Game begin.
Hello again, and welcome to another Some Old Gamer video. I have finished cleaning my Amiga. I've cleaned the motherboard, I've cleaned the case, I've cleaned the floppy drive to the best of my ability without completely taking it apart. The biggest pain in the ass was the keyboard. Now, words of warning. These little tools for pulling keys off are fantastic. They work really well. I'll give you an example. Let's take this arrow key. Off it comes. Absolutely no problem. You have a spring and you have the key. That's it, back on again. No problem. So, yes, you can use these tools, they're really good. Use them for taking off all the letters, all the numbers off. You can take all the F keys off. You can take the escape key off. You can take all of these off. When you get to the enter key and you get to the return key, especially the space bar and the other large keys, don't use this. Or at least don't initially use this, because what you'll find is underneath, here's an example, underneath the space bar is a little metal rod. You'll see mine isn't attached to the motherboard, or sorry, the keyboard, and that's because when I pulled the key off, I broke the tabs, the retaining clips that hold this on. So I've had to order a new black plastic base. Thankfully I was able to get a second-hand one off eBay, with the retaining clips apparently intact. This is the only reason I bought it. So at the minute although my spacebar will work, you have to press it in the middle to be certain. The other keys have a smaller version of this. The other big keys on the keyboard have a smaller version of this. The return key on this keyboard has 2 clips. So really what you have to do is, to be safe, ideally don't take the keys off to begin with, but if your keyboard's really dirty, really grubby, and you want to clean it, then yes, you can take the keys off. But when you get to the big keys, lift the keyboard up onto its edge and have a good look along here. If you don't see it along here, flip it up the other way and look down this side. You will see the metal bars and where they're clipped into. Using something pointy, like a pair of tweezers or something else pointy, unclip those metal bars before pulling the key off. The spacebar is only held on by one plunger right in the middle, 2 small springs, and that metal rod. So anyway, that's just a piece of advice. These are great, but don't just go gung-ho as I did. I managed to break almost every retaining clip. Got the keys off, but now an awful lot of them aren't as responsive as they should be. The only one that I didn't completely bust was the return key. You've seen it there, sticking. That was the first time it has stuck. But I'm going to have to rebuild this keyboard again. So, just so you know in future, get yourself one of those wee tools, but take your time. Don't just steamroller through it the way I did, because you just cause yourself problems. And there's few and far between keyboards like this about. There are some on eBay. There's a few around the £30-40 mark, and then there's some scalpers who think they're getting, you know, 100, 150, £200 for a keyboard. That's what you're dealing with when you get into the old retro gaming. You're dealing with scumbag scalpers who just want to make a buck, don't give a toss about the computer systems or keeping them for future generations. So they just want to make a buck. You can't really blame people for wanting to make a buck, but it's at your expense. So take your time, be careful. Things like floppy drives are much more replaceable. There was an awful lot more of them. For a start, you can convert a lot of PC floppy drives to work with the Amiga. I'll probably do some videos on that in the future, but I just want to get this computer up and running, and I want to get some gaming done because I'm a gamer. Anyway, thank you. I'll see you in the next one.